Hi guys, thanks for tuning in. Martina Sormilic here, local realtor with the Zeus Group Hawaii, brokered by eXp Realty. Today I have the pleasure of interviewing Nadine Shrivastana. She's the owner of Mama's Quiet Time, a very interesting company that I can't wait to introduce you guys to. Thank you for joining me, Nadine.
Hello.
Good morning. How's your morning going so far?
It's great. It's quiet.
I know it was a little tough to get a hold of you. You have a busy schedule.
Yeah, definitely. With the 4 kids and all the dogs we've got around here, it's busy, to put it lightly.
Lightly, huh? So let's start from the beginning. Where are you from?
I'm from the Philippines. My grandmother was actually here in Hawaii, actually in Hawaii Kai. And it was not until my senior year in high school that they decided to move. So I actually attended Kaiser for my senior year after going to school in the same school since preschool. So I was a little upset about that. But it's been great. I cannot imagine anywhere else to raise my kids. It's fantastic.
Is that how you know Rainette from high school?
Yes, I actually know that she went to the same high school. I think we actually graduated together, but that year for me was just a fog because I was just so upset for moving. So her kids and my kids actually go to the same school. We started in Camilo Iki, and now we're over at New Valley.
Okay, all right. Yeah, she had great things to say about you, so I'm so happy.
I love her. She's awesome.
Yeah. So tell us about your business. Tell us about Mama's Quiet Time.
Well, I know Mama's Quiet Time seems kind of silly. It's not as chic as I would prefer, but it has some sentimental value because when my kids were little, maybe toddlers, they were very busy because they were back-to-back kiddos, 18 months apart. So there was just no way for me to disappear for a moment of quiet time unless they were napping. So every time they'd nap, that's when I would get all crafty, do my projects. And then I found Etsy. So started putting all that stuff on Etsy, and it was just fun for me, fun for them. You know, I got my quiet time, felt like I was doing something, and they had mom at home. So it worked out.
Oh, perfect. Perfect. And what made you start the business? Like now recently you kind of put it on hold and you're getting back into it.
I put it on hold for almost 10 years. I actually forgot about it. And with this whole quarantine and lockdown, it's just, I wanted my kids to have a way to wear their masks and not feel like the why I have to wear it, and more of the, let me show it off kind of thing. Let me feel like, check out my mask, you know, just keep it on your face, please. So I started, you know, figuring out, okay, how can I make this? What do I have to do? I'm sure everybody else did the same thing. And we really didn't think this was going to last very long. So I made it out of sheets, bed sheets, pillowcases, and t-shirts. And when this pandemic just didn't quite disappear, that's when I started looking into, okay, getting fabric and the adjustable ear straps, and thought, okay, it's working. Everybody at home likes it. The family loves it. So I started putting it on Etsy and selling to some of my friends.
Great. Is there anything you'd like to share with the customers? Something that they should know about?
Yes, absolutely. So some of the fabrics that I get is from the sweetest person ever. She has a sustainable swimsuit company where she makes bathing suits for women, all sizes. And it's a nice way to be empowering because, I mean, it doesn't really matter what size we are. We're always self-conscious. So she helps fit you into the best, cutest outfit. And all her fabrics that she doesn't need, her scraps and everything, she sends my way. For no reason at all, nothing, no trade. She's just helping out. So it's so sweet.
And so what is something most people don't know about your business?
I don't just do masks. I actually, when I was looking at fabrics, I found my son's from one of the things I used to sell when they were baby. He's gonna hate me, but I don't care. It's a tiny apron. Still has his little name on it, Lorenzo over there. But I used to make all kinds of little kid stuff because, you know, I was mommy brain infused with all toddlers. So art stuff, aprons, anything little. But now I'm also doing things like portraits. That's Paolo, my younger one. And I did that actually during a quiet time, my mama's quiet time, when they were both napping. And last year I started doing these ornaments for friends, and I figured I'd do some ornaments this year for the holidays. So it's been fun, and I'm surprised that I've actually gotten better at ornaments and can move it along a little bit faster.
Very nice. And so you do something with the proceeds, correct? Of it,
I
make an
do.
ornament.
All the portraits that I do that has a dog or a pet or anything goes to Paws of Hawaii. 20% of those proceeds go to them. And I do it because, yes, I want to help them, but also if I don't do it this way, I will go broke trying to donate everything I earn. And I can't go broke because I have children to feed.
Right, right. Sounds like you have such a big heart. It's great what you're doing. So tell us more about the Paws of Hawaii, fostering the pets. How did you get into this? When did you get into this?
I think my family in general and my kids, we all love animals. I mean, what's not to love? And I feel like at an early age, they should make that connection with animals. There's something that you cannot teach with just a peer group when you have to take care of an animal who cannot speak for themselves. So during quarantine, we actually started fostering for Paws, and we've gone through, or we have 7 right now, total 13. I don't know how it happened. We also fostered a chicken at one point, and
A
it was
chicken?
so amazing. This chicken was like a puppy. My kids won't eat meat anymore because of this chicken, who is now in a new home. But now we have the 7 dogs, and they're all up for adoption.
Wow, wow, wow. Oh, man. And how can others, I would like to know, like, how can others help get involved?
Go on their website. You can donate. That's the easiest thing. You can donate with money, with food, with leashes, however you want. You don't want to foster, which you can as well. If you don't want to foster, you can always offer to transport. Sometimes, like me, there's some days where I can't get one of the puppies or whatever happens to the vet. It would be a huge help if somebody came by, took them to the vet for me so I can stay home with these kids. But yeah, there's so many things that you can do. And if you are thinking about adopting a dog, why not foster and, give it a try? You never know if that dog decides to stay.
I love that. I love that idea. So there's many, many different ways to help aside from just fostering.
They could definitely use the help. They are nonprofit. They are completely foster-based. So without the fosters, they cannot help the dogs.
Right, right. And what about any animals that need help finding a home?
We've got 2 dogs in Paws of Hawaii who are having a hard time finding a forever family. We've got Tuxedo, who I have, who's actually sleeping by my feet. He was mayor of Waianae. He was from a homeless camp. Also, Ho'omau was homeless camp. Tuxedo is super sweet. He's more like a roommate than a pet. He lets himself out to go potty. He's just the best, and my kids love him. They adore him. Ho'omau, he's good with dogs, cats, and kids. So, I mean, not too many of those. And when they found him and rescued him, he had about 80% of his skin missing from his back. And it took about $12K just to get him healed to where he is now. And he's healing great. He's happy. He's trusting. Super sweet.
That's great. That's great. Yeah, no, we finally to feel loved. It's so great what you're doing. So.
I know the worst thing is over for him. So let's try to get him adopted.
Absolutely. And I'd love to help you out with that, and we will. So tell us your most memorable, cherished moment in doing what you do.
Okay, so.
I feel like there's so many.
I have a favorite that is a little bit embarrassing, that was embarrassing for me and maybe now embarrassing for my kids. So with Etsy, you have to do a lot of shipping. And there was a point where I had so many, and I know there's always a line at the post office. So when my kids were little, they were like 2 and 3, they'd have their little Superman backpacks. And I'd be like, okay, you guys can pack your toys all into that bag and just sit there quietly. And, you know, they've done it before. They're awesome. They sit there and they play until mommy's done and they pack up. So this time I didn't check their bags because I was too busy. What happens when mom gets busy? I was going through the addresses, making sure everything was right. And so there we are in line, post office, they find their corner, they start opening their stuff and they stay in that corner. And I'm just focused on getting through this line. And when it's finally over, girl, I turn around and there is a crowd behind me. Yeah, they're all quiet. No one said anything to me. Oh my gosh. But these kids are on the floor with wrappers of tampons, and a whole box had been opened, and they were using the applicators as telescopes to look
Amazing. That's America's Funniest Home Videos right there. I mean,
I'm like,
oh, the joys. That's a good one. Thank you for sharing that one. Oh, yeah. Oh my God.
yes, sorry, boys.
How old are your kids?
We've got a 13-year-old, a 12-year-old, an 11-year-old, and an almost 10-year-old.
Oh, wow. You weren't kidding, right? They like helping with the dogs, I'm sure.
They love the dogs, and it's funny because I think they appreciate the older dogs who don't whine and can let themselves out and are potty trained, because the babies, woo.
Right.
They love them, but they prefer to keep the older ones.
Yeah, a little messy, the little guys. And so what is the best way for people to contact you for either Mama's Quiet Time or to get in touch with Paws of Hawaii and see how they can help you with that?
Paws of Hawaii, you can go on pawsofhawaii.org, or you can ask me, it'll be fine. You can go on my Instagram, Mama's Quiet Time. My kids actually set that up for me because I am not tech savvy at all. Or you can go on the Etsy, mamasquiettime.etsy.com.
Yeah, so I wanted to thank everyone for tuning in today. Thank you, Nadine, for being here. And if you or anyone you know would like to be featured, any small local business, I'd love to help out. Even though my website is more specifically Hawaii Kai and Waimanalo, I'm willing to meet anyone to help them out in their small local business. You can go to parkbench.com/Hawaii Kai. And thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next time. Aloha.